The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head baseball coach Tom Griffin. Griff, really tough one today. Lose 2-1 in 11 innings to the Coker Cobras in the rubber match of the series. Had some bright spots today. Had some spots that weren't so good. Let's focus on the positives first. Braden Coe, a guy who had been struggling to find his footing on the mound and dealt today.
Yeah, outstanding. You're absolutely right. He needed to get through that first inning. The first inning has been the thing that's kind of been a bugaboo for him, and he got through the first inning. Spencer Bright catching was phenomenal with him. He's really does a really good job back there for a young catcher. So he did a great job, and that's all you want from your guy on Sunday, baby, is to throw up some zeros and really compete. He located better as far as the outer and inner thirds versus middle, and the slider became more of a chase pitch. So it was really good.
Defensively, behind him, too, you made some pretty solid plays.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Well, listen, we didn't turn double plays that needed to be turned. We had the issue at first base. Little things like we had a pass ball late in the game to let a runner get to second base. Not clean. Too many freebies, just not clean. But that's the coaching's fault. Well, I've done a horrible job getting these guys prepared as far as the game goes, because I'm going to tell you something. We make more mistakes on the base paths with our decision making. Our pitch calling has been not very good. It just really hasn't been, to be quite honest with you. And that's our fault, because we're not teaching them the right way. We're not teaching them how to make adjustments. Our hitters today, not a good day. Is that the nice way to put it? It wasn't their best performance because we didn't compete well. They competed. They competed on that mound. They came in competing. Their coaches got their guys ready. This coach did not get them ready.
You talk about the guys at the plate. 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position.
Didn't know that, but it was a lot. Yeah, I didn't know the exact number, but you could tell it was a lot. And a lot of called strike threes. And to me, you remember in Little League, don't stand there with the bat on your shoulder. And by God, we stood there with the bat on our shoulder in several instances.
Griff, I got to tell you, I don't have that shared experience. I got hit up with a foul ball when I was 5. Left the sport. I got afraid.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's the issue. I think it's just whatever it is, we've got to get them better to be better with awareness and better with readiness. And I'm just not doing a good job with it, because we got guys that have been here and done that, and for whatever reason, they're not performing very well. And so I've got to figure out why and get them to be able to perform better, because that's unacceptable, to be quite honest with you. But again, Bob McLaughlin and his staff, they had their guys ready. Their guys withstood the storm. We just did not do a good job on our home turf, and it's very disappointing, but that's my fault.
Obviously frustrating. Obviously you're frustrated, but let's focus on the larger picture and the journey of this team this season. It has not been an ideal lineup based on injuries, health, all of those things. How do you apply those lessons of it not being an ideal situation and use opportunities like this to focus on the grander scheme of things?
That's a great point. In life, we're going to have a lot of adversity. You'd like for it to be short, but a lot of times things are going to happen where it's long stretches of adversity, and we've got to learn how to do it. Then the only way I know is I've got to go and I've got to think about how we can come out and train mentally and fundamentally better. We've got to train them better to be prepared for the games, because they're not right now. So I have got to, with the staff, figure out how do we train differently to be able to get a different performance out here. And that's what I've got to figure out. So, and then they're just going to learn how to deal with the adversity and realize that it too shall pass, and realize that it's a process. And, right now we're in that bump in the road. We get Henry Jackson back. If we get Travis completely healthy, that'll help. Those are 2 key guys right there. But bottom line, without them in a lineup, or if you took anybody out of the lineup, those guys right now, we're not prepared like we need to for this.
Quick turnaround. Always kind of the nice thing about baseball. You don't have to let this one stew for long.
You get to practice tomorrow.
What do you do to start those steps? with 2 midweek road games ahead this week.
Yeah, we just got to prepare them in practice. We got to come out and have a good practice mentally and work on things that, the base running stuff, we got to get them ready to compete with 2 strikes. I mean, our training obviously hasn't worked well enough for us to do that. So we've got to figure out how to train a little bit different. We've got to make an adjustment. And so we'll make an adjustment in our training. But again, as I said yesterday with the split, I'm grateful and thankful for this. And I want to see us be able to overcome that. And all coaches use this as a lesson of adversity. How do we handle it? It's frustrating. It's okay to be frustrated. And by the way, if you're not frustrated, then why are you doing this thing? Because if you're satisfied with that, there is something wrong. And then all of a sudden you're going to start lowering your standards because, we want to make sure everyone doesn't have any hard feelings about playing bad. Are you kidding me? Yes, it's okay to be frustrated and not accept that performance and figure out how to do it. Because as soon as we accept that, then we have lowered our standards to an all-time low, and that is not going to happen no matter what. We may have individuals that want to do that, but as a group collectively, that is not happening.
All right, Griff, good note to end on. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night.
That's Carson-Newman head baseball coach Tom Griffin. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.